using Facebook here to set appointments. You can see here, this is Ed Voiles Honda setting appointments with Facebook. Rep, appointment. So I use Facebook. Over here I have the schedule, the calendar of these reps. Calendar. Over here is a texting panel. There's my phone. There's the other phone. There's another texting panel where this is where I texted this guy at a dealership. So I texted him and then texted her. This is one of the email addresses I use here. Up here is so each monitor is handling a different account. This is a spoof mail account. So when I actually send these email notes out, as you can see, when I call, I actually also speak to the dealer. When I speak to the dealer, I have it spoofed, and what it does is it looks like it's coming from her. See that? But it's really my server. And if the dealer replies, it goes straight to her. So I'm sending these emails out right here. And you can see right here. So here's Donald Slavin. So this basically is an email. And at the bottom is her e-card. And then down here is where I basically generate them. They're basically faxes because they're both. So like with Donald Slavin, you'll see this is it. This is the fax. So what I do is I just copy this pre-done letter. All I have to do is change the name out. So I sent this to Donald in a fax. I emailed it to him. I would have texted him, but I didn't have his text number. So to make a new one, all I do is go up here to File and go make a copy, and then I just take it. And every single one that goes out. So with every call, I'm going to get a fax. With every call, there's going to be an email. All it does is make her stand out a lot more. And then, so the faxes will come over to here. In other words, that's why I'm running 4 accounts, because each account kind of does something. They're Google accounts, and they reflect back into my regular Cox Auto email. So that's my personal server that I'm able to spoof the email. So when they reply, it goes to her. There's one account, another account, another account. I'm also running multiple numbers. So you see down here that this right here is this phone number is a 774 number. So if I dial out, if I click that, it'll actually connect to this phone, and then from this phone I'll actually dial out, and I'll be dialing from that number. Over on this one here, it's a 937 number. On this one here, it is a 770 number. So rather than have my phone say Cox Automotive, I can switch numbers out just in the event they start to. A lot of times they see Cox Automotive Auto Trader and they're not too excited about talking. So in Salesforce, I have make my deal Salesforce up. Then over here I have Cox Automotive Salesforce, and this is just much more detailed for what I need to do. It tells me really what the activities are taking place on the account. It gives me cell phone numbers, email communications, and buried in this is stuff like how much they spend, so I can target groups based on what they spend. Now over here is my map, and this map here is just it's basically spend data that I've plotted, and I plotted the data because that spend data, that's how I determine who I'm going to call. Like I'm not going to call a 0, right? But I'll call it 6,000. I'll call it somebody spending $6,000. So right now today, Melissa, I got an appointment all the way over here in Faulkner. She's driving down Highway 30. So I stopped her off at Keim Chevrolet, got her in to see it. And while she's driving down that road, I just went to the next pin. So that's right there. That's Hershey Motors. That's 44. They're spending a good amount. And so, there's a 55, there's a 6, there's a 13, there's a 14, there's a 7. So, all along this map. So wherever she goes, I'm going to pretty much know in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm going to know where the best place is to anchor new appointments around current appointments. Now, if she blows these appointments off, it's okay if she blows these appointments off because she'll be closing a deal if she does. So all those, so basically, this black over here means it's a store that doesn't fit our profile. They have the right spend, but they don't have the right profile. So anyway, it's just a little look here and inside of the crazy world of call center and support, sales support. So the other thing I do is I also have follow-up ops. Now these ops are all based on following up on where all their deals, like every single deal. So here's the East Coast ops map. Now what this map basically does is it has everything broken down into everything is broken down here into the category of closed, lost, planning, presentation, and that's just the whole East Coast here. So you can see here that when it comes to following up on, say, these sales opportunities, I'm going to be working certain colors: presentation stage, appointment set, closed. Closed also tells me closed ones, so that way I know who we sold. So in this area here, I'll know if Brian says he's in Greensboro, I'll know who to call. Flo BMW. The referral dealer I could use would be Nichols Chrysler is on board with this, as is Schottenkirk. So I already know who to call back. So when he goes into this area, I'm going to be targeting these dealers with the purple, and I'll be using these dealers in gold as saying, hey, they have it. So wherever he goes, and these colors change based on the success of the appointment. So I'll actually change the appointment. So I could go into this one here. Like this one here is set to planning. I could go down here and change the color and put the color based on what over here matches it. So anyway, I also get appointments via texting. I've texted dealers and they'll text me back. So anyway, it's what I do. Have a good day.